Today, we're going to talk about what Google is doing in the mobile local advertising space, and how we believe a combination of new technologies and changing user behavior can help make this form of advertising more effective for you. We've been aware for some time that people use the internet to conduct searches for businesses close to their home. When we speak of the mobile local opportunity, we're really talking about how mobile can increase the relevance of local advertising. So let's get started. Mobile phones are a phenomenon, both in technology and how consumers have adopted them. From essentially zero 25 years ago, there are now 4 billion mobile phones in use in a global population of 6.6 billion. This is the fastest global diffusion of any technology in history. It took 20 years for the first billion mobile phones to be sold. It took 4 years for the second billion and 2 years for the third. The fourth billion sold in less than a year. More than 1,000 new customers sign up for a mobile phone every minute around the world, and 80% of the world's population lives within reach of a mobile network. By 2013, it's predicted that a quarter of people will own a 3.5G-enabled handset. Morgan Stanley believe the mobile internet is ramping faster than desktop internet did, and believe more users will connect to the internet via mobile devices than desktop PCs within 5 years. In fact, perhaps the only thing that hasn't been phenomenal about mobile is the advertising opportunity. But that's beginning to change. And it's these following trends which are forcing that to happen. In 2009, 1.2 billion phones were manufactured and distributed, and it is estimated that up to 20% of these have full internet browsers. This is important because it means that the total number of browsers shipped on phones in 2009 exceeded those shipped on PCs by some 40 million. For those of you who are wondering when smartphone sales will exceed those of laptops, well, it already happened 2 years ago. In 2008, smartphone sales exceeded those of laptops. The second trend is that handsets are being developed extremely quickly, and consumers want them. Smartphone penetration is growing across Europe and could be almost 40% of the market by 2013. Older, WAP-based phones are a dying breed. The growth in shipment of these traditional phones was 2/3 that of smartphones. Next trend, data plans are becoming cheaper. They are driving the consumption of new services. There's no point having a full internet browser if you're paying through the nose to use it. 2 years since launch, the iPhone is now 1/3 of the price, for twice the amount of storage, and 28 times as fast. For example, in the UK, you can get a data plan from Tesco which costs £20 a month for unlimited access. And the result? It is estimated that iPhone users spend up to 60% of their time on activities other than phone calls. And when users like you and I realised that we could access the internet on our phones and pay for it the same way we do our broadband connections at home, it contributed to what can only be described as an explosion of the apps market. 98% of iPhone users have downloaded at least one app. Since opening the App Store in July 2008, Apple has earned an estimated $1 million a day in revenue, and there have been over 2 billion apps downloaded. Some of these apps are even useful. So what we have is a virtuous circle. The more content a mobile user consumes, the greater the time spent on their phone, and in turn, the more content they consume. Mobile can be an always-on, always-with-you medium. People are always connected. We know this intuitively, but we also see it in usage patterns of mobile search and Google Maps for mobile, indicating that you can reach your customers anytime and anywhere. If you have a device like an iPhone, then you search, on average, 50 times more than you would if you had a WAP phone. The iPhone also has a hugely disproportionate share of mobile browsing compared to the number of devices in the market. The data shows that the device is all important in influencing what users do. But when do these searches occur? Are users simply exchanging the time they would normally spend on their home or work computers for time spent on their phones? Our internal data would indicate they are not. Mobile is complementary to search. You can increase traffic without eating into your desktop traffic. PC usage peaks during the week, when people are working at their desks from 9 to 5. We see mobile search usage peak at all other hours, when users are travelling from one place to the next or when they're away from the office at weekends. Mobile lets you reach customers any time they are on the move, whether they're away from their desks or away on vacation. So how many people are searching on mobile in the UK? There are various estimates about the size of the market. The latest report from Comscore suggests that the number of monthly users on Google tops 4.5 million. This is against a PC audience of 35 million. Given that all the important trends we've spoken about are moving in the right direction, this number will grow quickly. I'm sure you're all wondering what these people are looking for on mobile. Are these searches valuable to me as a business, or is everyone just trying to get to Facebook? From 2008 to 2009, we've seen dramatic growth in queries from mobile phones for commerce. The graph you are looking at is a measurement of the top 100 commercial queries input into Google by mobile users. Generally speaking, any keyword that has shopping-related intent. But if you can get mobile users to your site, do you have a highly engaged audience? There is research to suggest that mobile compares very favourably in the engagement stakes. Traditionally, marketers have been taught to split their marketing mix across offline and online media buys, dividing budgets across radio, TV, print, and increasingly, digital. However, what we know about offline advertising is that these broader media channels are full of noise and distractions. For example, only 13% of people report being completely focused while watching television. The good news is that we see engagement increase on the web when users are searching for information and browsing topics that they're interested in. In fact, online commands the highest engagement rate, with 33% of users reporting that they are completely focused when on their computers. And what about mobile? 27% of users are completely focused when accessing the web on their phones. And while these users are also multitasking, that they're in transit from one activity to the next, they are still more engaged than people who are watching TV, listening to the radio, or reading newspapers and magazines. That's important because it increases the likelihood of someone taking action while on your site. We've been aware for some time that people use the internet to conduct searches for businesses close to their home. When we speak of the mobile local opportunity, we're really talking about how mobile can increase the relevance of local advertising. We've spoken a lot already about smartphones, but that's a loaded term which means different things to different companies. At Google, we're really focused on the high end of the smartphone market, and to us, that means mobile devices with full HTML browsers, or, as we see it now, 3 platforms: Palm Pre, iPhone, and Android. There are 2 main ways we show Google mobile ads to users. Just like on desktop search, you can target your ad to keywords and reach users at the peak of their interest. When targeting non-search pages, mobile advertisers can target apps users with either text or display ads. This can either be done contextually or through targeting specific apps which fit with your objectives. Your Google ads can also appear to high-end device users when browsing content pages on the web. We've shown you that consumers are beginning to make this transition to mobile. Google can help you stay one step ahead with just one click. If you have an AdWords campaign already, ensure your ads are appearing on high-end devices by ticking the box on the campaign settings page. You don't need a mobile website when you tick this option, because the ads will show on full HTML browsers. However, one exception is if you have a site based heavily around Flash, which is not currently supported by many phones. In order to get started, go to the Campaigns tab of your AdWords account. Then click on the campaign. Click the Settings tab. Scroll down to the Networks, Devices and Extensions section. Click Edit next to Devices. Ensure the box is ticked next to where it says iPhones and other mobile devices with full internet browsers. We've recently added a feature that allows you to do really precise targeting of mobile phones. You can now target the type of platform used to operate the phone and the network carrier. Say you have a special offer for iPhone customers. You can now show the ad only to those users. You might want to create separate campaigns that target different networks to compare how they perform. This is available in many different countries. In order to use this sophisticated form of targeting, click the Advanced Device and Operator options. You'll notice that we're still in the Networks, Devices and Extensions section of the Settings tab. You will then be able to select the devices you want to target and also the carrier. High-end phone users really take advantage of the local services available on their phones. We already know that people searching on mobile are closer to the point of sale. We now show mobile ads on Google Maps for mobile, which could be a good way to capture passing trade. I'm going to explain a bit about how we determine where a user is based and, in turn, know which is the right ad to show them. We take the query the user types in as the strongest signal. If a user wants to know where they can buy petrol in Cambridge, and they indicate Cambridge in the query, we'll show the user petrol station ads that the advertiser has targeted to that area. But many times a Google user won't provide this signal, and why should they? If you're searching from a mobile phone, you would expect it to be aware of your location. So in cases like that, we look at other signals, such as your GPS location, if you've given us permission to do so. If we don't have that, we look at other factors, such as Wi-Fi location, network triangulation based on cell tower location, and also IP address. We really try to take advantage of the phone's capabilities. So the click-to-call feature seems like a natural extension of a geographically aware mobile ad. This feature enables you to include a phone number in your ad. When a customer is searching for a local business, the click-to-call number appears in the ad on Google Search and on Google Maps for mobile. A user simply has to click the number to be connected to your business. Advertisers who participated in our click-to-call beta saw an average 5 to 30% increase in CTRs without cannibalizing URL clicks. Using our reporting interface, you can check the number of calls you received and which keyword generated them. A phone lead costs the same as you would pay for a click. There are two ways to add a click-to-call phone number to your ad campaigns. Choose what's right for you based on your goals and how your business is set up to handle phone calls. You can use location extensions to display your local business phone number to nearby users on mobile devices with full internet browsers. Or you can use phone extensions to display your national phone number to all users on mobile devices. Setting up click-to-call for location extensions is easy. A location extension is the term we use to describe a text ad with an address tagged on. This address is displayed alongside the ad, which helps the user to know the business is located near to them. The click-to-call number appears with the address. First of all, ensure you are in the Settings tab of your campaign. Click Edit next to Use Addresses from a Google Places account under the Add Extensions section. You can then sync addresses and phone numbers from your Google Places account. Or you can just add a phone number and address directly into AdWords. The benefit of using Google Places is you can have hundreds of addresses. In AdWords, you can only add a maximum of 9. If you have a national call centre and just one number, then you can enable click-to-call phone extensions. The first step is to go to the Settings tab of your campaign and click Edit next to Phone Extensions. Then, tick the box asking if you want to display click-to-call phone numbers. If you are looking to reach WAP users, you can do so by using mobile ads targeted to WAP phones. There are slightly different specifications when setting up a campaign, with less space for ad text, for example, but they also contain the click-to-call feature. Once your campaigns have been set up, it's easy to check performance in AdWords. Traffic from high-end devices is recorded as a separate line item. You can also use Google Analytics to review how high-end device users are interacting with your site, and even use it to review user behavior on apps. And now we'd like to quickly take you through 7 tips to help you get started on mobile. Start by understanding how much traffic your ads are currently receiving from high-end mobile devices. Check the integrated reports to do this. Find where it says Segments when you're on the Campaigns tab. Click Device, and this will give you a view of traffic coming from high-end devices across your campaigns, reported as a separate line. Only by having separate campaigns can you have a marketing strategy focused on mobile. Go into AdWords and create a new campaign targeted at high-end mobile devices. This will immediately give you more flexibility over targeting, such as the device and carrier options we mentioned earlier. It will also force you to think about how suitable your proposition is for a customer who discovers you from their mobile device. We analysed how users search on mobile. WAP users put together the shortest keyword strings, at just over 2 words on average, due to the limitations of the keypad. But the average string length on an iPhone or Android device was longer, at almost 3 keywords. So when building your campaign for high-end devices, keep the keywords to 3 words or less. Think carefully about what ad messages will connect with a mobile user. Recognise that they are searching from a phone and are probably on the go and looking to take immediate action. If you're using the click-to-call feature, integrate that into your message. What special offers are you running? Since you can target networks, what would appeal to users on O2 or Orange? Even though you don't need a mobile site to target high-end phones, you'll still want to make the site as easy to use as possible. Are the buttons you have on your site easy to see on a mobile? How many pages in between the landing page and the conversion event? Is there anything blocking a mobile user from taking action? If you have an app developed for the iPhone or Android, you can link directly to the App Store or Android Market page where a customer can download it. When you include the App Store URL in your ad, we'll automatically show the URL as Download iPhone App or Download Android App. Bid competitively. Many advertisers are already targeting the ads from their desktop campaigns to high-end devices, which means there is competition for the ad slots. If you run a separate campaign that is only targeting high-end mobiles, be sure you bid competitively if you want to appear on the first page, by which we mean place a bid similar to your desktop bid. Bear in mind that on mobile devices there are fewer ad slots, 5 instead of the usual 11 on the desktop view. And finally, as with all types of online advertising, we recommend using conversion tracking so you can understand the returns, even on a keyword-by-keyword basis. The Google Conversion Tracking tool is free to use and works with ads targeted to high-end mobile devices. Overall, the approach for mobile should be the same as with any new format: test and learn. Razorfish is an agency in the US, and they ran a high-end campaign for a Fortune 100 company. Getting started with Google mobile ads was easy. First, they simply duplicated the regular online ad campaigns in their AdWords account, but switched the settings to target high-end mobile devices. To measure performance, they tracked several conversion metrics, including whether a mobile user looked up the brick-and-mortar store location or downloaded a coupon from the site. The cost per conversion turned out to be 7.5% lower compared with the desktop campaign. Next, they tested different landing pages. They found conversions were much higher when customers arrived directly on a page that showed them nearby store locations. Third, they optimized their ads for mobile users. 4 versions of ad text were tested. The first matched the text in the online ad campaigns for desktop computers. This served to provide a set of control data. 2 other versions of ad text mentioned a specific mobile action: find a nearby store location or download a coupon. The 4th version of the ad mentioned a specific mobile device, for example, iPhone, in the ad text to communicate that the ad was user-friendly on mobile devices. Results: each of the 3 new versions provided over 9.3% lift in conversion rate over the strongest performing text in their desktop campaigns. And when the iPhone was specifically mentioned in the ad text, the ad saw more clicks and higher conversions.